two of the videos that I did on the gut. I talked about a healthy gut, and then I did another video on the leaky gut. And leaky gut can contribute to hundreds of diseases. So the first thing anybody does, if they have any condition, any health condition, either mental, physical or emotional, the first thing scientists tell us to do is to come back and address a leaky gut. Because most people, that's where they have the problem. So if people have that, if they have a disease or depression or anxieties or anything like that, what they need to do is come back and look, number one, at repairing the lining of the intestine. And the first thing that people need to do, is, this here is, it's an idea of what foods are on the market, when somebody makes, there's only a handful of companies that own what's been sold, industrial food that's been sold in the market. And when people buy a particular product, they think that that's the only product that they make. But they could make, 50 other different brands. And so really that's how they do it. We have all these brands on the marketplace that are harming people's health, damaging their gut, and they don't realise it. So we can eliminate so much rubbish from the supermarket, can be removed from our shopping basket. That's where the problems start, is when we take them off the shelf and put them into our supermarket. So the first thing we have to do is eliminate these stressors, and these are dirty foods. We need to get them off and out of our body. And I have here, food fraud. Food fraud is a huge problem in today's world. People are selling things, advertising them as wonderful, and you'll be happy and you'll be great and you'll have a fantastic life if you use these products. But in actual fact, they are misleading people and damaging people's health. And in the supermarkets today, we need to back off more and more, because more and more supermarkets are bringing in, new supermarkets are bringing in more and more questionable products into the market that are not traceable, and nobody is standing over them. These products are regulated. They're regulated, but they're not regulated for safety. They're regulated to make sure that nobody else is going to come in on the market and threaten the sale of their products. But we're looking for things that are regulated for safety. So you need to be more careful about what you put into the marketplace. That's number one. And then the other thing that we do, I suppose, as far as scientists are concerned, that's the great thing, is that scientists are coming along. They're helping us to very quickly, because of the power of their products that they manufacture, that we can very, very quickly repair and heal our body. It could take 3 generations to make a person ill, nice and slowly. How do you they say, how do you boil a frog? You put him into cold water and you raise the temperature slowly, and he goes to sleep. And that's what an awful lot has happened to an awful lot of people. So science are coming along, and they are bringing in new products through green science, and they are teaching us how to repair much quicker than we would have first been told. I mean, as it was, we've been told that we can't heal and repair ourselves. I mean, how dare we think that we can do it ourselves? But so the first thing that we do is we need to replace these damaged cells. We need to tighten them up, like these here. These are the healthy ones. So what we do, the first thing that we need to do is we need to take our minerals. And I've done this, it's the same thing over and over again. Build your foundation. And these are trace elements and micronutrients, and they are the magic that go into our body and start building new cells. And then what happens is this cell then is pushed out when the new cell comes along, and a new one is made. And then this one is pushed out and a new one is made, and so on and so forth. And until we go back and we then have all of our cells are nice and healthy. And then when we take our supplements every night, I take 15 mils, as I always say, 15 mils every night, that, as these cells age again, new ones will be made. So we're continually keeping this healthy. And then the other part, of course, that we talked about the microorganisms. We need to get those microorganisms back. So in that case, we take our protoenzymes again, and and what happens there is, over a period of time, the protoenzymes, the microorganisms, they begin to be re-established in the gut. And what they do then is they're like our soldiers. They then come along and they say, okay, I'm now in charge. The bad guys are out and the good guys are in. And they then do exactly what they are supposed to do. They break down the food, they manufacture some minerals or some vitamins. They prevent bacteria or viruses from getting through. They keep them away. So that's it. We don't need to own these things. We need to take back control, because the old system of health was, people got sick and then they stayed sick, and nobody ever told them why they were sick, or nobody ever said, you can heal and repair yourself. Now, because we're working with scientists, we now know that we can, and we can do it very quietly and very quickly in our own home. And that's what we're doing. People helping people. That's what we are from scientists. So, so that's, as I say, our minerals are prebiotic and our probiotic, prebiotic, a probiotic, and that is our foundation. I always talk about building the house. Build your house on a solid foundation, and then you can build your house and know it's not going to fall down. The same thing, you build your foundation, your immune system, on nutrients, and it's the only way we can do it, essential nutrients. And the thing about it is that we not only are building our body, but we're also having an effect on our minds. So it's happy mind. Many people would sort of go along and suffer the consequences of body problems, but when they realise that they can have, a calmer, happier mind, they'd say, well, if I can have a happier mind, and if these nutrients can do that for me, I think, that really would be something that would be terribly exciting for people, because we all want to be happy and, want to go back into a happy world, communicate with each other. And so don't think you have to own your disease. Take control, learn, and I suppose that's the other thing, Professor Paul St. Pilzer is a world-leading economist, and he talks about, these new companies that are coming along, new brands that are coming along, like the one that I'm talking about here, and they say that, they can't be put on the shelf because you need people to educate other people about them. So he calls it intellectual distribution. You cannot take something that you don't know why you're taking it. So what we do is we say, this is why you're taking it, this is where the problem is, this is where the solution is, and then we stay with people until they fully understand and get their health back again. And as I say, your health is your wealth. So stay healthy, stay well.